I'm going to be recording this session because Belle wants to do it later. And we're going to start lying down. What I'd like to do is lie down with a couple of options. You can either, if you've got a sort of small block, lie down with it just sitting beneath the shoulder blades. Otherwise, maybe a blanket or a pillow, just sort of folded so that it's a little bit, I mean, not too fat. I just want you to get a sense of having the upper back opened and the shoulders hanging down behind you. So nothing too extreme because it can be a little bit weird on the low back. So it's definitely nice to have knees bent, feet flat on the floor. I want you to feel like you crank yourself open a little bit first thing in the morning. We're doing a little work into mid upper back today. Breathe, close your eyes. I'm going to mute you guys and we will get going. Notice your breath. Notice your breath and become aware of how it moves into the area in the back body. Get grounded through your feet and soften the connections to your fingertips and all the area around the neck, upper back, shoulders. As you take these breaths in, notice the ribs, the back ribs pressing into the prop that you have underside of shoulder blades. And allow for a whole ton of softness to move into this area. We're going to work today to bring some almost like intelligence into the upper back by making connections and just sort of declogging it a little bit. Part of the, and we all have this, we all have a relative amount of tension in the upper back, which maybe also comes into the neck and shoulders. And what we need to do is be able to soften this, but also make sure that we're not numbing out from this area. Sometimes what happens is we like to ignore, avoid areas in our body which are hard to deal with. And sometimes just the basic spending time paying attention to areas of the body has quite a big effect. You can get more openness, but you can also stimulate, activity in this area that is strong and not struggle, no struggle, but just connection. Take a final big breath in, feel the ribs expand and lift space into the upper back. And as you exhale, very slowly open the mouth and sigh it out, letting the shoulders relax. Slowly, with care, roll onto one side, and it can feel a little awkward getting off this prop, depending on what it is. Roll to one side, press yourself all the way up. Move whatever you are lying on to one side and come and sit up in Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together. Active feet, so your feet are engaged. If anything, you're drawing the toes back and pressing your feet towards each other. There's a hip thigh stretch. That's okay. We're not going to be here for a ton of time. Bring your right hand to side of body. Take an inhale, reach your left arm up, side bend. Pick up some length and then soften both shoulders. I want you to feel like you slide both shoulder blades down the back body as you lean into this side bend. So it's interesting because you can reach with this left arm, but you can also take out some of the hunch. Take a full breath into your hip flexors and let them go. They like to grip. They're going to rise up, even if you want them not to. So you need to pay attention. The head can feel heavy. The neck is relaxed. Soften the right elbow and draw the right shoulder away from earlobe. And just feel the side ribs open up. Take an inhale, sweep gently your left arm up. Use it to draw yourself straight. Let's do a forward fold with Uddiyana. So bring your hands forward and either place fingertips on the floor in front of your ankles or grab your ankles. And we're going to get some length here. So inhale, it's quite useful in this sense to hold onto your feet. Lift your chest forwards. As you exhale, blow everything out of the mouth and start to hinge on the hips. Hold the breath, don't breathe. Scoop your belly up and under into rib cage and vacuum out as you draw your chest forwards. The sacrum opens, chin dips to chest. Release the belly, take a full breath in. Come all the way back to center. Just in case you're not getting this, I'm going to show you my tummy so we can see this. Take another inhale. Let's come into forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, blow everything out of the mouth, come further forwards. Hold the breath, don't breathe. Scoop belly up into ribs. Release the belly, take an inhale, come back to center. Let's do a side bend on the other side. Bring your left fingertips to side of body. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Take a lengthening breath and pick up some more space in the front of the belly. Wrap and reach across. So feel the side bend, feel the ribs open up, but also consciously slide shoulders down. So there's no tension that's gripping around that area. It's a weird combination of strength and softness, as always. Press through your sit bones, allow the hips to open more. Notice the knees. If you tell yourself, let them go, maybe they come down further. Soles of feet are active. Feel the connection between the balls of the feet. Open the mouth, soften the jaw as you sigh out. Inhale, straighten yourself back up. Use your arm to guide you. Forward fold with 2 Uddiyana. Bring your hands to grab ankles or fingertips on the floor. First stage, inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, very slowly come forwards, blowing all the air out of the mouth. Hold breath, don't breathe. Scoop belly up like you're vacuuming it into low ribs. Release the belly, take an inhale. Slightly lengthen the back body. Inhale, telescope ribs. As you exhale, blow everything out of the mouth, hinge forwards. Hold breath, don't breathe, suck belly up. Still feel like you're lifting your sternum forwards. Sometimes you get a pop in the low back, feels good. Release the belly, inhale. That only started happening to me recently. It's quite fun though. Take hands to outside edge of thighs and draw them together. And take your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake. Okay, let's come into shoelace. So we're back doing something a little bit more hippie. Stage 1, pick up your right leg. I'll do it the other way actually. Pick up your right leg and move it away from your crotch. So you see the space. And then take your left leg and hook your left foot on top of your knee. It's possible your knee then stays up here and you feel off balance with your butt. So you need to press the butt down and possibly have a block in front of the right shin to put your left foot on, because you need a more open stance. Breathe. Make sure that you've got this press down through your bottom cheeks and both feet are flexed wherever they are. When you look down, there's a huge open triangle, upside down triangle near your crotch. And then just soften into this, particularly this left hip. Let it kind of settle. I'm going to do unlocking the shoulders. Pick up your left arm and have it at a right angle. So elbow, shoulder height and bent at the side. Take your left finger. I'm doing this the wrong way around. It's your left arm. Pick your left arm up. Right finger sticks into armpit. Grab a handful of your shoulder blade. Take a really big breath in. As you do this, draw your shoulder back, the left shoulder, slide it down as if you're pulling it towards the waist, and then wrap your shoulder blade underside of armpit as you draw your elbow forwards, and breathe. Feel where your fingertips are, your serratus anterior fire on. Release. Grab your bicep. If you've ever dislocated your shoulder, do stage 1 again. Take an inhale, draw shoulder back. Slide it down, really feel for lowering the shoulder, wrap it around the side of the ribs, and then gently pull on your bicep forwards, feeling the muscles around the underside of shoulder blade turn on. Release. Take your right hand, place your right palm to inside edge of your elbow. Inhale, draw shoulder back, press the shoulder blade down, wrap it forwards, push the forearm away. Now push elbow into hand, hand into elbow. Feel your pecs turn on. Really forcefully push. And then release. Roll the shoulder out. It's more about making connection to the muscles that wrap around it. Now pick up the other arm, right arm level with shoulders. Take your thumb, stick it into your armpit, grab side of shoulder blade. Take an inhale. Still sitting down through those sit bones, draw shoulder back, slide down. Wrap from the underside forward. Feel for lengthening the bicep as you engage something on the rib cage. Release. Hand grabs bicep. If you've dislocated this shoulder, repeat stage 1. Inhale. Lift the chest, draw shoulder back, slide it down. Wrap from the underside forward, almost pull the bicep forwards as you feel a connection into armpit. Release. Left hand to inner edge of elbow. Inhale. Shoulder back, down, wrap. Push hand into elbow, elbow into hand. Quite firmly feel the front of your chest fire up. Release the jaw. Roll it out. Take your legs out in front of you, give them a shake. Just got a sneaky hip stretch in there. Let's do shoelace on the other side. Pick your left leg up and move it away from the crotch. Now your right foot hooks on top of knee. This could work if your sit bones are even. Maybe you even stick a block between the gap. Otherwise, you might feel you need to have this foot very much further away. That's fine. Choose what works for you. Double unlocking the shoulders. Bring both arms up. So from side on, it looks like you're doing this. I want you to imagine that you have a block between your elbows and you're pushing onto it. Take a really big inhale. Draw shoulders back, slide them down, wrap from the underside forward and press your elbows onto an imaginary block. Breathe out. Do it again. Inhale. Shoulders go back, down. The downward motion is almost the most important. Wrap underside of armpits. Feel like you press your elbows onto an imaginary block. Spread the fingers. Jaw is relaxed. Do it again, 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders back, down, wrap. Press onto the block. Feel for gazing up rather than looking down. Forwards. Last one, inhale, draw shoulders back, down, wrap, squeeze elbows together, let the neck relax, activating the front of the chest as well as the underside of armpits. release, roll it out. It's weird, it doesn't look like much, but if you're really doing that, there's some sort of work going on here which is quite heat-inducing. Take your legs out in front of you, give them a shake. Come and lie down for abdominals. We'll do elbow to knee moving into star spiral pulse, and then you'll need a block or a roll nearby for abs with a roll. Come and lie down on your backs. Interlace your hands and place them behind the head. Now listen, we just did work on unwrapping the shoulders. I really want you to think about this when you do abdominals. There's a tendency to pull the elbows forward, yank on the neck, and engage upper abs, right? And also help yourself get up there. When you come into these abs, I want you to feel like you lift your shoulders off the mat. Tips of elbows reach skywards, and you actually wrap your shoulders in that motion around the armpit. So really feel for that as you do your abdominals. Pick your feet up, knees stacked over hips, feet are active. Inhale, lift head and shoulders partially off the floor. Reach tips of elbows skywards. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone. As you exhale, reach both elbows towards the left thigh, but they're still lifting to ceiling as you extend the right leg. Squeeze your right glute on, pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, knees stack over hips. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone, flattening sacrum to mat. As you exhale, reach elbows to right thigh. Extend the left leg 45 degrees. Wrap your shoulders, lifting tips of elbows up, pull belly down. See the difference. Inhale, come back to center, full breath. Hold the breath, curl tailbone, exhale, elbows reach towards the left thigh, but they go up. Exhale, extend right leg, squeeze your right glute on, pull belly down, look up at the ceiling. Inhale, back to center, full breath. Hold the breath, curl tailbone, flattening sacrum. Exhale, elbows reach to right thigh. Points of elbows go skywards. Extend left leg, spread the toes, squeeze the glute, pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, full breath. Star spiral pulse. Hold the breath, curl tailbone. Exhale, reach elbows to left thigh. Take the right foot straight up to ceiling. Now, pick up your shoulder blade, particularly the left one off the floor. Reach tips of elbows skywards. Take an additional inhale. Flex the right foot. Turn the toes pigeoned inwards. 3 pulses. Looks like this. 3 as you exhale. 2, 1. Inhale. Come back to center. Full breath. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone. Flattening sacrum. Exhale. Elbows reach to right thigh. Extend left leg straight up to ceiling. Pick up your right shoulder blade and look at the ceiling, wrapping shoulders. Inhale, flex left foot, turn toes pigeoned. As you exhale, spiral internally 3 times, lifting the heel to ceiling. 1, it's a tiny move, and there's no kind of rocking around. Pull through the low belly. Inhale, back to center, full breath. Hold the breath, curl tailbone, exhale, elbows to left thigh, right foot goes straight up. Flex foot, turn toes pigeoned. As you exhale, 3 spirals, we're shortening it. Press down through the low belly, lifting heel to ceiling. Inhale, back to center, full breath. Hold breath, curl tailbone, exhale, elbows to the right thigh. Foot goes up, flexed, pigeoned, 3 pulses. Inhale, back to center, full breath. Release feet down, release head and shoulders down. Put your hands on your low belly and take a full breath into the pelvic bowl. As you exhale, let the shoulders, feel for them, especially the area just below the shoulder blades. Let it completely soften. It's interesting how we tense up this area without even realizing it. Even when we're lying down on the mat. Crazy. Okay, grab your prop. It can either be a roll or a cork block placed between inner thighs. 2-part twisting abs. Take the legs straight up to ceiling. If this is too intense, have a little bend in the knees. You can also work this pose with feet level with knees. Do the opposite interlace of your hands. Hands behind head. Guess what? Wrap elbows, shoulder blades come to underside of armpits. Take a full inhale. Lift your head and shoulders partially off the floor. Hold the breath. Squeeze the prop firmly between inner thighs. As you exhale, reach both elbows towards the left thigh, but the tips of your elbows go towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Full breath. Hold the breath, squeeze the prop. Really feel an internal rotation of thighs. As you exhale, elbow tips to ceiling, reach to right thigh. Curl your tailbone a second time, pull belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Neck is relaxed. Hold the breath, squeeze the prop. As you exhale, elbows reach to left thigh. Curl your tailbone, wrap your shoulder blades. Feel for pulling down through the low belly. Inhale, back to center, full breath. Hold the breath, squeeze the prop really firmly. As you exhale, reach elbows to right thigh. Curl the tailbone up. Wrap again through the underside of shoulder blades. Pull your belly downwards. Inhale, back to center. One more round. Take a big breath in, hold the breath, squeeze the prop. Feel the inner thighs begin to shake. They're working so hard. Exhale, elbows to left thigh, curl tailbone. Lift again through the tips of your elbows. Your front of neck is relaxed. Inhale, back to center. Hold breath, squeeze prop. As you exhale, curl tailbone. Lift up to the right. Pick up your shoulder blades, wrapping around the sides of armpits. Pull your belly down. Release. Everything comes down, head and shoulders. Move the prop to one side. If you had a cork block there, just have it within grabbable distance. We're moving straight into bridge pose, and we'll need the block as support. Tuck your heels up to your back of buttock and stroke the back of them to measure up. Then reset your arms to the sides of your body. I want you to give yourself a full shuffle out of your shoulders and your head and mouth, just to notice that you start with softness. Now push your feet into the mat and feel every part of your solar foot. Take an inhale, curl pubic bone. As you exhale, lift your hips up. Press energetically the front of the thigh forwards and down. Engage underside of low glutes and feel like you push your buttock into the connection where the hamstring joins the glute at the top of the leg. Breathe spaciously into the mid-upper back, right below the shoulder blades. Grab your cork block, place it underneath your sacrum. So choose a height that works for you. Maybe the high height is good, but if it's too much, just come onto the lower level. If that's actually quite a nice, oh, that's quite nice, that. Do whatever feels really comfortable so that you can have, and this is the important bit, softness around the shoulders. So it's almost like you've got the support now of the block. Still press about 30% activity through the feet. Inner thighs magnetically drawn to each other, but there's also this softness in the upper body. I'm going to do wrist stretches. Take your left hand, arm straight up to ceiling, and turn your fingers towards your knees, pressing the heel of the hand straight up towards the ceiling. Right hand grabs little finger. Take a really big breath in. Feel this breath run into your collarbones. As you exhale, pull the little finger back, pressing the heel of the hand to ceiling, and spread your fingers apart. So it's like the thumb and little finger are widely separated. Release. Inhale, grab your ring finger. As you exhale, draw the ring finger back, press the heel of the hand up and feel a really big stretch across the whole of your front of palm. Release. Inhale, grab middle finger. Exhale, press heel of hand away, draw finger back. Make your stretch happen. You're doing it. Release. Grab your first finger. Push and spread the fingers apart. Notice how the hands claw together. Open up the palm. Release the hand. Grab your thumb from underside of wrist. As you exhale, spread the fingers, draw the thumb back, push heel of hand skywards. And release, roll your wrist out. Let's do the other side. Right hand reaches, fingers pointing to knees. Grab your little finger with your left hand. Take an inhale. Exhale, press heel of hand up, spread fingers, draw little finger down, quite firmly. Release. Grab the middle, the ring finger, inhale. Don't lose your breath. Exhale, draw the finger back, really push the heel of hand up. You're lucky, I normally do this in classes I do on my own without the block, so you could be doing that. Inhale, grab the middle finger. Spread the palm, draw the finger back, stretching across the whole of the hand. Inhale, grab your first finger. Feet still active, can you feel them? Draw the first finger back, spread the palm, that's a deep stretch. Open the little finger and thumb apart. Release, grab your thumb, underside of wrist. Spread the fingers, pull the thumb back, push, heel of hand up. Release, roll both wrists out. Take hands to side of body, lift your bottom off the block, move it to one side. 5 breaths without the block. Drill through the feet and lift your pelvis 1 centimeter, maybe 2 centimeters higher. Squeeze underside of buttocks firmly and open your breath. Telescope ribs away from the hips and feel for lifting the sternum. As you exhale, draw your inner thighs together, open your mouth and side out. One more huge breath, inhale. This time as you exhale, tuck the tailbone lower, top back, mid back, low back, all the way to floor. When you get there, it's flat and long, and it feels good. Are your shoulders relaxed? They should be. Let them be relaxed. Roll onto one side and gently press yourself all the way back up to seated with a relaxed neck. Cup side of head, lift your own head up. Come onto all fours. Let's just do a few cat-cow tilts. Stack your hands under shoulders. Now look, we just activated these hands. We stretched them all out. Feel like they're really pingy, like they've got additional kind of energy. Stack them under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a really big inhale, dip your belly down, lift the chest up. Tailbone sticks out behind you. As you exhale, engage core, scoop the belly up, lift into dark spaces in the mid upper back, rinsing out. Do it again, inhale, lower down. I want you to really undulate through the back body. Slightly lift collarbones, butt sticks out. As you exhale, flex the spine, draw the belly button up, feel for articulating into the middle discs almost. Release, lower down. Lift the chest, lift the butt. As you exhale, roll out. Feel this kind of, it's like an amazing connection to all the spaces. Neck is relaxed. Come back to neutral. Forearms down on the mat for dolphin. Dolphin with Achilles stretch. Grab a handful of bicep. Pivot on your elbow tips, hands back to mat. Make sure that your forearms are pressing. It's almost like they're denting the mat. They're pushing so firmly down. Inhale, wrap your shoulders, press space, breath into upper back. Should feel very familiar. Curl toes, straighten the legs. Walk your feet in a little tighter. I want you to make a huge effort to pick your head away from the floor and lift the low ribs upwards as if they're trying to meet the hip crests. Shake out the head, yes, no, and push not only through the forearms, but the hands into the mat. Walk your right foot a little more centered on the mat. Pick up your left foot and spread the big toe and the next toe along apart from each other. And then hook that space onto the back of your right heel, Achilles area. Pull your right heel down with your left toes and feel a stretch in the calf. Press your forearms into mat and lift your butt higher so your upside down triangle is intact. Shake out the head, yes, no. And feel for breathing into the back of the right leg. Release the left toes. Put your left foot on the mat, more centered. Press the heel down. Now pick up the right foot, spread big toe and next toe long apart. Hook onto back of left heel. Pull it down. You're still pushing the floor away. Can you get conscious of your fingers pressing into the mat? Wrap your shoulder blades around your armpits and lift your low ribs higher. Belly scoops up. It almost feels like Uddiyana as you lower your left heel to mat. Breathe into your calf. Release. Knees come down. Come and sit up in Vajrasana a moment. Just have your palms facing up on the top of your thighs. Lift your chest, close your eyes. I just want you to breathe softly into the upper back. And notice this residual tension. When I sit here like this, I feel like my shoulders are slightly shrugging up. I'm going to pay particular attention to pulling the wingtips of my shoulder blades down the back body and allowing the top line of shoulders to feel absolutely soft. Sometimes we need to pay more attention to the quiet moments, to what our body does in its neutral state. It's like sometimes I lie in bed at night about to go to sleep and I realize my shoulders are like hunched up to my ears. I'm meant to be going to sleep. Release. Hands forward on the mat, step back into down dog. Pedal out the feet. The backs of the legs should feel quite liberated. Walk your feet to join your hands. Soften the knees. Pick up some space in the belly. Pull your chest low cobra style forwards and then come into forward fold. I'd much rather you had really bent knees and you got some space in the sacrum. When you've got that space in the back, maybe you can straighten your legs a bit more, but don't do it at the expense of just curling in on yourself. Lengthen the belly. Shake the head out. Take your arms behind you, interlace. Press your clasped hands up to ceiling and see how that lifts your shoulders away from your neck, ears. You spread your collarbones wide apart. Breathe into that space. Head is heavy. Flubber out the lips. Release hands. Soften the knees again. Come all the way up to standing with a flat back or roll through your spine, whatever feels good. Okay. Come and stand on your mat. We're going to do horse stance and we're going to do Uddiyana again. Just adjusting my camera, sorry. So let's get that going. So you've got your legs widely separated. Step your feet, they're definitely turned outwards, the toes. You're sinking down through the pelvis and you're definitely not doing this, right? This is what a lot of people do in horse. They have their butts sticking out. No duck butt, right? Tuck. You've got to pull length through the lumbar spine. Guess what? Core, pubic bone moves to belly button and you're really solid here. We're then going to put the heels of our hands into the hip sockets and lock out. When you lock out, you push the thigh down and you get more length in the lumbar spine. You can at this stage lean a little forwards, but I don't want you to stick your butt out. You see the difference? Pull the butt round the corner. Okay, too much talking. Take a really big inhale. Blow everything out of the mouth. Hold the breath, don't breathe. Suck belly up and under, Uddiyana. Release the belly, take a breath in. Blow everything out. Hold the breath, don't breathe. Scoop belly up and under. Retuck your tailbone, let your chin dip to chest. Vacuum out. Release the belly. Really want you to tuck the tailbone this time. Blow everything out of the mouth. Hold the breath, don't breathe. Suck belly up and under. Re-lengthen the tailbone, chin dips to chest. Release belly, inhale. Straighten the legs. Heel toe your feet back to center. Okay, let's do sun salutations. Come and stand at front of mat. Get a little bit of additional padding for legs if that's appropriate across the mat so your knees can land on something soft. And stand in Tadasana at the front of your mat. It might be useful to have a block and a strap near the front of your mat. So when we go into vignettes, we've got it all ready. Take a really big inhale and reach the arms up, telescoping your ribs. Exhale, forward fold, softness in the back of the neck. Lunge, step the left leg behind you, knee down. Take a breath in and open up space in the front ribs. Exhale, plank, hands step back. Take a breath in, scoop the belly, tuck your tailbone, feel it. Knees lower as you exhale, modified chaturanga, chest lowers, biceps graze your ribs. Hands forward of shoulders, take a lengthening breath and scoop your front ribs through the arms. Exhale, down dog. Left leg steps to front of mat, lunge. Right knee comes down. Press actively through both feet, especially the right foot shin. Exhale. Float to forward fold. Right foot joins left. As you inhale, press through active feet, come up to standing. Exhale, bring a quality of softness and attention to the upper back. Go again, inhale, telescope ribs, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Knees can be soft. Right leg lunges behind you. Take the right knee down. Inhale. Press through your right hip flexor as you wrap your shoulders and lift up. Exhale, plank, hands to mat. Take a breath, scoop the belly, tuck tailbone. Feel that connection to your core as your knees lower, tuck your tailbone again. Exhale, chest comes down in one long line. Hands forward of shoulders. Squeeze the midpoint of your shoulder blades together. Activate strength in the upper back. Reset hands, down dog. Right leg lunges forward, left knee down. Take a breath, lift up out of yourself. Reaching the low ribs away from the hip. Exhale, float to forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come up. Pressing through your feet, notice them. Exhale, hands to heart center. Soften the upper back. Let's go again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let the jaw go. Left leg lunges backwards. Ooh, almost confused myself. Inhale, lift up, wrap shoulders. Get this sense of connection to those armpit muscles. Plank, step back. Push the floor away, scoop into armpits. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers. Don't rush it. When you slow it down, you've got to work harder. Inhale, lift, lengthen, squeeze inner thighs together. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lunges forward, right knee down. Take a breath. Lift up out of the right hip. Maybe squeezing that right glute on for support. Float to forward fold. Exhale out. Inhale, come up to standing with attention to detail. Fingers are active. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Knees can be soft. Right leg lunges behind you. Step the right knee down. Take an inhale, float your arms up. Feel for length, but also a wrapping around an imaginary beach ball for space. Plank, step back, hands to mat. Just look at your hands a moment. Are they with you? Push them into the mat, scoop belly. Knees lower. Exhale, chest lowers. Inhale, low cobra. Reach through the back body, feeling the front ribs move forwards. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lunges forward, left knee down. Take a big breath, this time into your left front of hip. Maybe you can sink a little lower, but control it with your left glute. Float to forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause a moment, take it all in. Feel for a breath connection to upper back. So as you stand here, maybe close the eyes and just imagine breathing spaciously into the ribs that are underside, that lie underneath your shoulder blades, the upper back. And as you exhale, just take, drain, dredge some tension out. Let's do vignettes. Take an inhale, chair pose, sink the butt low. Tuck your tailbone. As you exhale, deep forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, press your hands into shins. Exhale, step or hop into plank. Take a breath. Push the floor away. Feel for that doming into upper back. You see the difference if you let yourself come down. We're just pausing here a moment. Push the floor away. Tuck your tailbone, scoop through the belly. As you exhale, you can hinge forwards and come through full chaturanga. You come to hover or your knees lower and you come into low cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot to front of mat, warrior two, shoulder shrugs. So warrior two foot formation, the front foot is straight. And I want you to notice that the inner thigh is really active. What happens sometimes is the knee rolls inwards here. It needs to be drawn back so that when you look down, you can just see your big toe kind of flashing itself on the inner edge of your knee. The back right foot is 90 degrees, maybe the toe slightly turned forwards. And if you draw a line from your left heel, it intersects to back arch. Shoulders, let's do it. Inhale, big breath. Hold the breath, shrug your shoulders up to ears. As you exhale, squeeze tops of shoulder blades together really firmly, and then you're dredging downwards, still pressing them towards each other. Neck stays relaxed. Roll it out. Take a breath. Ribs expand, no shrug. Squeeze middle points of shoulder blades together like you're trying to crush a pen between your shoulder blades. Keep it there, slide down. Neck and gaze stays forward. Roll it out. Palms up, elbows bent. Take a breath. As you exhale, feel like the low tips of shoulder blades squeeze together. Get your elbows drawing back to help. And then draw down. There's a motion downwards, kind of lengthening through. Roll it out. Deepen your left knee bend. Do another round. Inhale. Hold the breath. Shrug shoulders. Squeeze tops of shoulder blades together as you exhale. Slide downwards. Lift your chest. Rinse it out. Inhale. Spread the ribs. No shrug. Middle points of shoulder blades squeeze. I want you to really feel like there's muscle squeezing. Draw down. Keep pressing. Neck does not get busy. Palms up, elbows bent. Inhale. Exhale. Low tips of shoulder blades. Visualize them. Draw them together. Elbows move back. Slide down. Roll it out. Eagle arms. Take the arms forward. We're still in warrior two. Can you get those legs really fired up? Wrap left arm on top of right. Double wrap if you can get it. Here's what happens. There's a sense of unlocking the shoulders here. You're in eagle. I want you to draw the shoulder blades back, down, and then wrap forwards and press the forearms away from the face. Backs of hands might be together. Maybe you can't get the double wrap. It's okay, right? But don't hunch your shoulders up. Press them away from earlobes and forwards. Close your eyes if it doesn't make you feel wobbly so that you can imagine the ballooning of your ribs into upper back. Because it gets hard to breathe when we're wrapped up in binds. You need to focus on the breath to calm yourself down. Release the hands. Float both hands to frame the left foot. Step back into plank. Take a breath. Scoop the belly up, tuck tailbone. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers all the way down. Boat pose with a block. Okay, so you need a cork block, which we're going to place between the ankles. This is a little awkward because you get it there between the ankles and then you go to lie down and you might drop it. So try to get it between the ankles. And it's the long way. Don't do the short way. That'll be really tough. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. Lie down on your tummy and look at the floor. Take your hands behind you and interlace them and immediately swap the interlace because you'll have gone for your habit side. Look at the floor, back of neck is really long. Take a big breath in. Tuck your pubic bone to belly button, and as you exhale, lift your chest, lift your feet off the floor, squeezing block between ankles, and draw your hands, clasped hands, towards the tailbone. Take another breath. You're still looking at the mat. Spread the chest. As you exhale, squeeze the middle point of your shoulder blades together. Tuck your tailbone, engaging core. Lengthen the legs. One more breath. Inhale, big inhale. Lift the chest. As you exhale, squeeze the block. Lengthen inner line of the thighs. Draw shoulder blades together. Release. Come all the way down. Let the block come away from you. Just bring both hands momentarily under your forehead and lie on your tummy and take a breath into the middle of your shoulder blades. So you again make a connection. You're not numbing out. You're not going, oh God, I hate that pose. You stay with it. Release, hands come under, shoulders, curl the toes under, step back into down dog. You might have to push that block off the mat. Step your right foot to front of mat, warrior two, shoulder shrugs. Front foot straight, back foot 90 degrees. Start as you need to go on, arms hanging down, take a big breath in. Hold the breath, shrug shoulders straight up to ears. As you exhale, squeeze tops of shoulder blades together. Keep squeezing them as you draw down, and it's like a dredging of stuck, gooey things. Roll it out, big breath, inhale. No shrugs, squeeze middle points of shoulder blades together really firmly and draw down. Look forward, neck stays long. Palms up, elbows bent. Deepen your right knee bend. Squeeze low tips of shoulder blades together. Elbows draw back. Chin stays lifted, draw down. Pull it out. One more round. Press more into this amazing powerhouse from the waist down. Feet really active. Inhale. Hold the breath. Shrug shoulders straight up to ears. Squeeze tops of shoulder blades together firmly and draw down as you exhale. Let the jaw go. Roll it out. No shrug. Inhale. Middle points squeeze together like you're crushing something between those shoulder blades. Squeeze downwards. Exhale. Palms up, elbows bent. Sink a little deeper into right knee. Squeeze low tips of shoulder blades together. Draw downwards. Roll it out. Eagle arms. Take the arms forward. Wrap your right arm on top of left. Double wrap. Draw shoulders back, down, wrap. Press forearms away from the face. Sink down through that front right thigh. Can you notice your toes? Slightly lift the toes up off the floor on the right foot. And then press the outside edge of your left foot into mat. If your shoulders are hunched up to your ears and you feel like you're suffocating, Draw your shoulders down, press the forearms away from the face and balloon your breath into upper back ribs. Like you're trying to create more space between the shoulder blades as your ribs press through that space. Inner thigh of right leg is active. Draw the knee back. And release, come out of it. Place your hands down to frame the right foot. Step back into down dog. Take a breath in down dog and wrap your shoulders. So I really want you to feel like you pull the eyes of your elbows towards each other and then lift your butt. Pedal out the feet a couple of times. And then come down onto knees. Here are some options in the interim pose. Down dog on the wall, possibly lifting a leg up with splits for 3 breaths on each side. If you don't want to do wall stuff, you do down dog on the mat, just like we just did, and you take one leg up slowly, you don't rush it, and you hold it up, reaching through the big toe for 5 breaths on each side. I'm not going to move my camera because I'll lose connection with my bloody internet. But look, you can see my heels are tracking up the wall. Most of you who are doing this will be familiar with it. Hands stacked under shoulders, you step into down dog. You push the butt back. You'll pick up a foot, you'll come to hip level. You're at a right angle, scoop the belly up, tuck your tailbone. Option to raise a leg and split the legs apart. Do whatever feels like fun this morning. If you're on your mat, it's not a down level, right? If you're on your mat, there's this amazing opportunity to focus on wrapping the shoulders and lifting your low ribs up to your tailbone. So get your down dog like in the zone. That's all I can say to you. For some reason my Mac is not charging. How can this be? So count yourself 5 breaths on each side. And then when you have done that work, come down. There's no rush, take your time. I love when Judith does this. She has this perfect slanty ceiling, which she can kind of wedge her toe onto, which is ideal. Let's come out of it. Let's all join back together in down dog on the mat, as if you haven't had enough of that. Second vignette, step your left foot to front of mat for warrior 2 again. We're back where we were. You know what we're doing. This time we're going to do bird wing, okay? We're going to imagine we've got super glue on the triceps and we're going to stick those triceps to the ribs. They are going to maintain contact with the edge of the rib cage as we roll the thumbs out to side of body. And what this does is as you roll the thumb out, you see my shoulder blade, I want you to pull it downwards and feel this turn on. So it's not this, no, it's drawing shoulders down. It's like you're crushing something in your armpits. I can't get my hand out, it's that tight. Okay, let's do it. Warrior 2 legs getting tired. Inhale, exhale, roll out. Don't tense your jaw up, slide shoulder blades down. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do it really slowly. As you exhale, squeeze into your armpits, draw your shoulders down. Feel for crushing a thin sheet of paper between ribs and arm. Inhale. Longer breath, exhale, roll it out. Notice how you creep tension into the neckline. Do one more, inhale. Exhale, roll it out. Release, extended warrior variation. Float your left elbow to rest on your left knee. Take a half bind with your right hand. Either slide the right hand into the leggings of your into the top of your leggings, or maybe you've got the space to get it to the hip. Whatever you're doing, notice that this is a shoulder opener, right? So I want you to think about the right shoulder spaciously opening so the pec gets a stretch, and you look at my shoulder, draw it down. Let the head go. The other thing that happens is we have this lovely tendency to slump into the left shoulder. That's not it. Push the left elbow into left thigh, and it's almost like you pick space up into the armpit. The jaw is completely relaxed. Here's what I want you to do. Rather than having your weight forwards, feel like you lean back in the pose and almost do a little mini upper back bend. So when you inhale, you feel the mid-back ribs press into your right forearm. And they really expand. Let the head feel heavy. Activate your feet. Squeeze your glutes on for support. Everything's getting a little bit hairy now. Find that sense of ease in the middle of the strength that you're exerting. So you float a little bit rather than have a full struggle fight with it. Release, come out of it. Hands frame the left foot, step back into plank. Take a breath. Scoop the belly, tuck tailbone. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lower, slowly to the mat. Boat pose with shoulder shrugs. We're not doing the block, but I want you to pick up each leg individually and feel like it lengthens away. And you need to do an imaginary feel of the block when you lift the legs. Take your hands into goddess to side of body. So when you're lying down, your hands are sort of like this on the floor next to you. It'll feel like shoulder shrugs, which we know what that is. Look at the mat, take an inhale. Engage core, scoop some space into your belly button. On your next inhale, lift your feet, lengthen them, lift your chest, lift your hands off the floor and retuck your tailbone. Draw it in. Take another inhale. Lift the chest. As you exhale, squeeze the middle point of shoulder blades together. Maybe the hands draw slightly back. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, reach through the balls of the feet. Squeeze middle points of shoulder blades together. Neck is neutral. Last one, inhale. Everything's still floating. Exhale, squeeze middle points of shoulder blades together. Lengthen the inner thighs. Tuck pubic bone to belly button. Release. Take a hand and another hand under forehead. Either rest down or turn to rest on a cheek and just breathe on your tummy. Focus your breath again into the middle of your shoulder blades. Like you've shed a layer of tightness and you're rewiring this area. So you know that innately it's got a lot more strength than you give it credit for. But it doesn't need to hold on to all the tension all the time. Come out of this slowly, hands under shoulders, curl toes, down dog. Step your right foot to front of mat, warrior two, bird wing. Front knee, right knee bent, outside edge of left foot active. Super glue your triceps, biceps to ribs, palms up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, roll the thumbs back. Notice this, get rid of it. Slide shoulder blades down, press away. Inhale, come back to center. Keep the neck relaxed. As you exhale, squeeze into armpits. Pull the tips of your shoulder blades downwards, roll the thumbs out. How far you get the thumbs is completely irrelevant. Inhale. Can you feel a connection to the armpit muscle, your serratus? Last one, inhale, come back slowly. Exhale, roll out really slowly. Intelligent connection to upper back, feel it. Release, roll out. Extended warrior variation, float right elbow onto right thigh. Don't immediately slump and dump. Lift, push the elbow away and lift your chest. You don't need the rest, by the way. Do that test. Then you know you've got your core turned on. Half bind with the left arm. Wherever it slides, grab hold of your waistband of leggings or shorts, or stick into your hip socket. Let the neck go. You've got this knitted zip up through your abdominals, right? It's like it's all pulling into the midline. Your left glute is super active, as is your right glute. Inner outer thigh is pretty strong as well. Let the head go. That's not doing anything. Let the lean go back so you feel like you're pressing your mid-ribs into left forearm. What's going on with your left shoulder? Is there a way that you can actually notice you're still tightening it up and you can slide it like a sort of glide down the back body? Are you willing to let go of it? Consciously. Release. Hands frame the right foot. Step back into down dog. Take a breath in down dog. Turbo dog is an option. Wrap elbows together. So it's like you grab a beach ball and then I want you to bend your elbows and hover them just above the floor, pulling them towards each other. Feel a fire up in your serratus and your pecs actively engage. Head is still relaxed. Feel the core scoop up to help you. Engage it. Squeeze your sit bones towards each other and notice what that does. And then slowly straighten the arms, come down. Options for the middle portion. Dolphin on the wall with a leg lift, or dolphin on your mat with a leg lift. 5 breaths each side. So if you're staying on your mat, we've done dolphin, you come into dolphin. You breathe here, wrapping shoulders, lifting head away from floor, and you slowly take your leg up and you reach it to the ceiling and you breathe. If you're on the wall, same thing, your heels track up the skirting board, forearms come down. Come into a tight dolphin and then pick up one foot at hip level and then another and turn yourself into a right angle. Option to raise the leg in dolphin and come into splits. Shake out the head, yes, no. Do whatever feels appropriate for you to do this morning. Feel all this work we're doing in the upper back, bringing intelligence and connection to it. Wrap your shoulders at every opportunity. Feel for squeezing the eyes of the elbows together. Monique, I hope you're still, sorry, Melissa, you've frozen. Hopefully that's you, not me, and that it can be sorted out. She's gone. Notice your breath, right? Notice your breath when you do all this stuff. Where does it go? Especially when you invert, even if it's just dolphin on the mat, you kind of lose your whereabouts. You lose a bit of intelligence when you go upside down. It's like you scare yourself slightly. Amazing. Come out of this and then come back to your mats. Down dog. Last vignette. You'll probably need a strap for this. Step your left foot to front of mat for warrior 2 interlock. Okay, so we've warmed up these shoulders. We've got it all going. We're in warrior 2 again. Grab a strap. We can all use the strap initially because we can just let it go if we don't need it in your right hand. And take your right arm behind you in a sort of half bind, but just have the strap hanging down between your legs. And it's really important that you pull the strap around the thigh rather than the crotch, because that is not going to be fun, right? It's going to be pulled around there. Just a little note. Okay, so this left arm is going to go beyond the knee and come down. So notice if you're turning forwards, open yourself up and take your arm down. Bring this arm underneath and grab the strap wherever you can. Once you've got a hold of the strap, this is also a tendency to just lean forwards. The whole point of this is to roll your chest open and let the head go. So this right shoulder has to come back behind you. If you don't need the strap, you might interlace your hands. You're still opening the chest. Deepen the left knee bend. Your hip's going to really scream at you. Breathe. This is a fully intense pose. Give yourself credit for just maintaining a steady breath. Notice how that right shoulder really wants to dip forward. Keep pulling it down behind you. Open the chest, let it reveal itself. And when it starts to get really struggly, lion's breath it out. I mean, do a biggie. Scare the cat and the dog. Come out of this really slowly and just draw yourself back up to straight a minute. We're going to come into half moon. So you'll need a block, which you grab in your left hand, and you're going to float it to the outside edge of your left foot and also slightly to the left, if that makes sense. When you hop your back right foot in, stack yourself. So your left hand is on the block and it's stacked directly under your left shoulder. I want you to notice the right shoulder again. It is rolling itself open as you take the right arm to ceiling. Let the head go. You don't need it. Flex your right foot and kung fu kick it to the back wall. Breathe or your balance will go to shit. I promise. So press, listen up, think about your left foot, press through it like you're drilling it into the mat and squeeze the top of your left hamstring on. There is a small muscle in the underside of your right buttock. Turn that on, it's going to be helpful. Spread your wings, lift your right fingertips right to the ceiling. Very slowly come out of this. I want you to float, don't crash land. Float your right foot to the mat. Ooh, there it is. Step back into plank, take a breath. Inhale, scoop belly, tuck tailbone. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers all the way to the floor. Inhale, low cobra, scoop it up. Exhale, down dog. Step right foot to front of mat for warrior two interlock. So you're in warrior two position. Have the strap again handy. This time grab it in your left hand and dangle it behind you as you take the left arm across the back. Right knee is bent. Slide your right arm down. Notice if you're already turning, roll the chest open. Grab the strap wherever you can. And when you've got the strap, lift your chest. Let the head go. Maybe you don't need the strap, you've got the fingers, you're still opening the front body. It is a challenge, breathe. Know that your legs are a lot more powerful than you give them credit for. Squeeze and press through the feet and feel like the inner thighs are magnetically attracted to one another. Let the shoulders soften, let the upper back release to allow the opening. Don't bring tension into the neck and the jaw, it will not help you. One more breath. Deepen the right knee bend, just play around with that for one breath. Release, come up very slowly. Hop the back left foot in a little bit and start to focus on your right foot. Half moon. Grab a block in the right hand and place it to the right of the right foot and forwards. And then sweep your left leg up, flexing the foot. The right leg straightens. You stack hips on top of each other and left arm reaches like you're doing a big chest opener. Get this left leg a little higher. Press. Outside edge of left thigh, buttock, and use that to lift it. The neck and the head are not busy. Get rid of them and see how it screws with your balance, and that's an interesting fact, right? Instead, engage core. Scoop your belly towards the back spine. Glance at your right foot and press through it even more firmly than you thought you could. Use your breath wisely and definitely do breathe. Float with full attention to detail the left foot back to mat and land it softly. It's easier said than done. Step back into down dog. Take a breath in down dog, wrap the shoulders. Feel for shaking out the head, yes, no. And then come all the way down. Okay, come and sit up. It's a shame we don't have a slightly longer class. We could have done a few more wally things, but that's okay. Okay, come and sit up. Let's come into Janu Shavasana. So sit up on your mat and extend your right leg out to the side and tuck your left heel into groin. So we normally do this at the beginning of class. I'm just going to end with it today. It's quite a nice thing to do. Take your right hand to the inside edge of that extended right leg. Let's do a neck release. Float your left fingertips, hover them just above the floor. We're very aware now of this right shoulder, left shoulder. I want you to roll it up, slide it behind you, and then press as if someone's pulling your middle left finger down and away, and take your head and neck in the opposite direction. What you need to work on is your core. As you inhale, lift your solar plexus up and away from the belly button. And then notice what this shoulder can do. You can press it down and away so that you really get into this scalene stretch on the side of your neck. Roll your head slightly forwards and back. Feel for where it needs you. And then stop, pause in the area that's really tight and take a breath through it. Release the jaw. Inhale, draw yourself up really slowly. Cup the side of your own head with your left hand, right hand even, and lift your own head up. Let's change legs, extend your left leg, tuck right heel to groin, neck release. Roll your shoulder behind you, press your right fingertips away and lean just a little bit towards the extended leg. Feet are flexed on that extended leg, other foot is active. Notice how you might still be resisting the neck stretch. There might be space for your right shoulder to go down. So you push it down and then you lean into this side of neck. Take the head, roll it, feel for exactly where you know you need to pause. When you get to that spot, separate your teeth, lift your front body and take a big breath into your neck. And as you sigh it out, slide the wingtip of your right shoulder blade down to the middle of your spine. Just let this upper back go. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Do it slowly, cup side of head. Lift your own head up. Come and lie down on your backs. Let's do a supine twist with a little hug. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Shift your hips gently to the left, lower both knees to the right. Extend your arms to the side of your body for a moment. Maybe they're in goalpost if you're space restricted. Soften your left shoulder to the mat. Now pick up your right hand and bring it across your body to place it on the middle of your left ribs, like you're hugging yourself. Close your eyes. Just become aware of your breath into left side ribs and breathe so deeply you lift your hand up. And as you exhale and soften the left shoulder, your ribs deflate and your hand moves down. This conscious attention to detail, right till the end of plus. Release the right hand, draw the knees back to center. Shift your hips gently to the right, lower both knees to the left. First of all, soften the right shoulder. Feel it. It's the gravity helps, right? Just let it move to the mat. Left hand comes across you, place it on the right side ribs. You are gently hugging yourself. Breathe. Let the head and the neck be wherever they can be most relaxed. If you are a jaw clencher, notice it. Separate your teeth. Feel the rise and fall of your breath on the underside of your left hand. And each exhale, just let that right shoulder go. Just let it go. Release the left hand, knees come back, come into Shavasana. Final resting pose, whatever is good for you. Extend the body, palms to side, legs to side, very separated. Maybe you've got a legs up the wall opportunity. Whatever position you choose, notice this, because I've just noticed it myself. My shoulders are not very relaxed. They're not absolutely soft. I'm going to pick them up and shuffle them downwards so my shoulders move away from earlobes. And I'm going to take a breath into the space between my shoulder blades. And as I sigh it out, I'm really going to let it all kind of melt to the mat. That is how you get rid of these tense, subconscious grip patterns. Keep noticing. Close your eyes. Keep the breath soft and steady, but still in your awareness. If you ever get busy in Shavasana thinking, back onto your loops of thoughts, you need to come back to your breath, come back to a physical sensation in the body. Don't lose yourself in your rabbit holes. Jaw is relaxed, neck is relaxed. Shavasana. Take a deep, long inhale through the nose. Feel the back of the ribs press into the mat as you take this breath in. As you exhale, gently open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's do another one of those. Inhale, slowly. Feel for connection to upper mid-back, but also softness. And a whole lot of space. As you exhale, open the mouth, sigh out. Gently move your fingers and toes. And then reach your arms up above you and point your toes away from you and take a long, lengthy breath through the front of the body. As you exhale, draw knees to chest. Hug them in. Maybe a little roll side to side, massaging your sacrum. And then gently roll onto one side, doesn't matter which, just keep your eyes shut and pause. Whichever side you're on, notice the breath moving into the ribs that connect with the mat, the floor. And then also notice the upper back and shoulders. And as you lie on your side, let them completely soften. It's like you'll kind of just fall into yourself. My advice to you is to soften into the discomfort. Accept it. Know that it's gifting you growth, fuel, and grit. I do, however, wish you the comfort within the discomfort, the stillness within the unease, the softening within the stretch. And mostly, I wish you the match that ignites and revives the fire that burns within you. Very gently press yourself up to seated. Hands come into prayer. Push your thumbs towards your sternum and take a breath. Today, I give thanks for all that was possible during my practice. Shavasana. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Lovely to see you all. Have a great rest of day. Thank you for practicing, and might see you again on the mat soon.
Thank you, Tash.
You are very welcome. Lots of love. Bye.